finding missing angles using trig functions. So let's recap with our trig ratios. If we have sine theta, and theta is right in this corner of the triangle, the opposite side of theta would be right here. The hypotenuse will always be in the same place, across from the 90-degree angle. So that just leaves adjacent. So then our cosine from this theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So today we're going to be finding missing angles. But if you're finding missing angles on a triangle, you have to use the inverse trig button on your calculator. So let's figure out what calculator you're using. If you're using Ms. Chapman's calculators in the classroom TI-36X Pro, you will need to press the trig function twice. If you're using the TI-30XS Multiview, they're either blue, pink, or yellow, then you'll be pressing second, then the trig function. Alright, so example 1, we are finding x and we're going to be rounding to the nearest tenth. So x is in our corner, again it's representing the missing angle. What is 20 to x? 20 is the opposite side. 40 is the adjacent side. So we have opposite and adjacent. So the trig function we're going to be using is tangent, because tangent represents opposite and adjacent. So we're doing tan of x. So from there, we need to find the missing angle. To find the missing angle, you need to find the inverse of tangent. So remember on the last slide that if you want to find the inverse of tangent or any trig function, and you're using Ms. Chapman's calculators, you need to press tangent twice so you can see the tan to the negative first appear, or if you're using the multi-view calculators, then you need to press second tan. So once you see the tan to the negative first on your calculator, then you write your fraction, 20 over 40. So from there, x equals 26.6, and so we had to round to the nearest tenth, so we are done. And so I would put a degree symbol at 26.6 just so you know that we found the degree of the angle, but not the side. So example 2, find x, round to the nearest tenth. So you see here with the work already shown that x is in the corner and 15 is opposite of x, so we have an O. 50 is the hypotenuse, so we're going to be using sine, so the inverse of sine is 15 over 50. When you type that in the calculator, you will get 17.5 degrees. Example 3. Find theta. Round to the nearest degree. So that nearest degree means whole number. So looking at our angle, theta, we have 17.2, which is the opposite side of theta, and 9, which is the adjacent side. So that is tangent. So tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. But we have to do the inverse of that. That will be 17.2 over 9. So remember, we got to type it in the calculator, second tangent. So when we type in the calculator, we're round to the nearest degree. So theta equals 62 degrees, and that is rounding to the nearest whole number. So example 4, find theta and round to the nearest degree. So here's our theta. 7 is adjacent to theta, and 23 is the hypotenuse to theta. So we have adjacent and hypotenuse, so that's cosine. So cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. But we have to do the inverse of cosine, so that's going to be 7 over 23. So when you type that in your calculator and you round to the nearest degree, which is meaning nearest whole number, you're going to get 72 degrees. So let's see you try. Find theta and round to the nearest degree. So 200 is opposite. 400 is hypotenuse. So that is sine. Inverse of sine theta equals 200 over 400. And when you type that in the calculator, you get 30 degrees. Don't forget to like or comment the video.